What's good, y'all? Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you knew this was coming. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me at BlackSmith Sundays. If you don't know what's about to happen, I'm going to let you know right now. I'm about to review 2 horror movies at one time. Yes, you heard me right. 2 at one time. And I just got done watching the sequel. So this is fresh from my head. Let's get to it. Alright, I know what y'all are thinking. This poster right here looks insane, right? Crazy. But I'm going to explain everything. Just bear with me. This guy right here, his name is Art the Clown. He is the main antagonist of the Terrifier series. He is the main serial killer, and he is completely wild with everything that he does. Now, I know we've all seen serial killer clowns before, but Art is built different. The Terrifier series pretty much follows Art the Clown as he terrorizes people in some of the most gruesome acts I've ever seen. Whatever you heard about this movie in terms of violence, believe me when I tell you, it's all true. When it comes to the plot, it pretty much follows Art the Clown terrorizing 2 female-led protagonists and their friends in both movies. Now, I know that sounds simple, but that's really all there is to the plot, and I don't want to give too much away. So if it does sound simple, it's because it is. Now, doubling back to the violence real quick, there are 2 ways to look at this. One way to look at it is that the violence is in a B-movie style, which means it's so cheap that it looks realistic at times. And the other way to look at it is that some of the violence it looks so realistic that it goes over the top and looks ridiculous. So either cheap and real or realistic and ridiculous. I hope that makes sense for y'all. Unfortunately, I can't go into detail when it comes to the violence, so you're just going to have to take my word for it when I tell you that it's good if you like horror movies, but it can be a little ridiculous and over the top to the point where it's entertaining, but it's unbelievable. But even if you like violent horror movies, if you have a weak stomach, I would tell you to stay away from this one. Now, I'm going to get on my thoughts real quick about both Terrifier movies, starting with Terrifier 1. Terrifier 1, great movie to come out the gate with. You know, it had that B-movie style editing and production quality because this was made by an independent film studio, and the first one was funded, I believe it was about like $40,000, and they did all they could with the budget, and they made a horror classic with it, and it was extremely violent for a movie that had a small budget, and the story was kind of entertaining. It was simple but good, and the effects were great. So if you're into horror, I would say definitely check both movies out, especially the first one. Now, when it comes to Terrifier 2, I believe this was made about 6 or 7 years after the first one. And they got a bigger budget this time. I believe it was around $250,000. And they used this to the fullest as well. This was also about a 2-hour movie too. So I would definitely say they utilized that money. They also upped the ante on the level of violence in this series. Like when I saw the first one, I was thinking to myself, how are they going to top this if they made a sequel? And they did a lot. The plot line was pretty much the same as the first one. Female-led protagonist, Art the Clown, you know, terrorizing the neighborhood, terrorizing her. It was the same thing. However, I will say it was more entertaining this time around, but it also was more confusing. I thought for certain that this movie was going to answer a lot of questions that were unanswered in the first one. But it ultimately ended up doing the opposite and left me with more questions. It left me asking myself, who is Art the Clown? Why is he a serial killer? Is he even human? Is he even real? Are some other characters in the movie even real? Is he this omniscient, demonic figure that people just have to continue to survive in the series? They also added more elements in the movie that raised even more questions on top of the ones I just stated. They did announce a 3rd and a possible 4th movie, so hopefully those questions will get answered. So, what would I rate both movies? I'd give Terrifier 1 a 7 out of 10, and Terrifier 2 an 8 out of 10. I can't lie, I was going to give Terrifier 2 a 9 out of 10, but since the movie left me with more questions than answers, I had to shave off some points. It is what it is. Overall, if you love horror movies and you don't mind a lot of gore, then Terrifier 1 and 2 are for you. Thanks for checking out this review. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's any other movies I should review next. And until next time, peace. Alright, here's the infamous bathroom scene that everyone was talking about when it came to this movie. Let's see what all the hype's about. Live reaction.
Stay back. Stop, please, stop. Stay away from me.
Nah, it's over. She cornered. Wish I could show y'all this, but y'all gonna have to check this out for yourself. Ooh, shit. Ah, shit. Ooh. Fuck. Alright. Nah, this is horrible. This is horrid shit.